This just might be the moment you've been waiting for, the time in history that's just for you. You see, the part-timer, the entrepreneur, the person with a side business might just be on equal footing with a luxury brand. They might be able to compete with a luxury brand in a meaningful way today. Let me explain to you what I mean, and I want you to consider a moment what has changed. First of all, consumers are not particularly brand loyal anymore. They're really focused on the convenience of getting a product. They certainly like high-end brand names, but they don't have to get it from a particular retailer. It's why online is booming. It's why the resale market is booming. The consumer is empowered because they have many choices. They can go into a store, they can engage online, they can buy it from someone they know, so the consumer is empowered. Now, what has this done for brands? Brands are scrambling to figure out how do they address a market with these changes, where people are not necessarily coming in, where they want to buy online, where they want a different kind of experience, and they want a good price, and they're not particularly loyal to the brand. This is a combination of elements that's quite challenging. So what are brands doing? They're in the midst of this scramble to organize themselves in order to accommodate this changing behavior. And a lot of effort is going to digital commerce. How do we address digital commerce? How do we find a way to do the things that we have to do to respond to this growing online audience? I think by some estimates, online buying is going to dominate. And the retail store is trying to figure out, what do we do with this real estate? How do we organize our business? How do we approach and train sales associates? How do we keep them? What do we do? Now that means that in-store engagement with the associates is probably not the best as it could be. This idea of high touch, personalization, responding to someone's needs, high service, these are all values that every brand wants to have and wants to implement. But execution is not easy. This is not something that is easy to do. So here comes the entrepreneur, the personal shopper, the advisor, the person who is a specialist in a particular area. And this person has just enough technology that exists today to accommodate their ambitions to grow an entrepreneurial enterprise. Now, consider for a moment, who owns the client? That has always been a question when it comes to certain environments. If you go to look at hairstyling, for example, or you look at real estate, some retail, often it's the associate or the creative person that owns the client. The client is coming and looking for that person. That person knows how to address their needs, knows the sensitivities, sensibilities of that individual. They know how to cut their hair. They know the colors they like. They know the palette. They know the cut of the clothing they like. They know the particular item they're searching for. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the person who interacts with the client is really empowered today. And at the same time, you've got this rise of technology, much of it off the shelf, that can accommodate that person. Now add to this another dynamic, and that is the removal of the glamour associated with shopping. The idea of shopping as an event, shopping as a way to interact and to be seen, a way to make a day of it with friends, a certain kind of experience that used to exist. And retailers focusing more and more on the back-end technology, the e-commerce, the merchandising technology, the profiles, all of these elements. And what you have here is the makings of an environment where the person who can take care of that client is empowered. And the person can essentially service them like never before. Now, I've had clients who are personal shoppers and who do various things, and I can't tell you any time in history where things are better. They have survey technology. They have the ability to put up their own website, have the ability to use video and tools like that. They can do video conferencing. You have email, you have text messaging, and you have the ability to set up appointments online with calendar apps. You have the ability to keep track of individual clients more easily. This whole idea of clienteling, which is the retailer's word for using data associated with a client in order to serve them better. You know their sizes, you know their preferences, you know their tastes, you know their palate, you know their interests, you know their wish list. This is all possible now by anyone. Anyone can do this. So what that tells me is that this is a very unique time because you have the ability to service clients like you never have before. When I was in college, for a short time I was staying with my brother and his wife. And I remember one morning a gentleman came by, and I think he used to have a retail store. But he had decided that rather than having a retail store, what he was going to do was to work with clients directly. And he was going to look out for items that these individuals wanted, and he was going to service them. And he did it all by telephone, by calling people up, say, I've got some things I think you want to look at. I'm going to bring some things over in your size. And my brother and his wife would buy clothing from this gentleman as he came by. Now, he was doing this 20 years ago. Imagine what you can do today with the complete range of technology that's available. Imagine what you can do. So today, the part-timer focused on the client has the power. The entrepreneur focused on the client has the power. And that's how you can, on a part-time basis, as a side business, if you will, affectionately sometimes called the side hustle, you can make money working in the luxury market. Now, one of the things that I do is really help individuals understand how to put all of these elements together and to do so effectively. And I also give them my methodology in terms of building a business, satisfying the luxury market, servicing the luxury market, and just a whole range of tips to help you do that more effectively. If you want to know more about that, you can write me at info@andretaylor.com, info@andretaylor.com. But I'm telling you that the combination of technology, changing consumer behavior, what retailers must do to accommodate that, has cleared a space for you to be more successful, for you to make more money, and for you to carve out a business that I don't think at any other time there's been greater capability to execute. You can make money part-time. You can make money as an entrepreneur full-time. You can make money as a side business, and you can grow that into other things, into a larger enterprise. I have clients who have done it. They've started with small products, and they've evolved into bigger products. Then they've moved into brick and mortar, and they've done things online. And I have people who've worked the other way around. So there's no time like today to be able to execute based on the changing conditions in the marketplace. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Share it with someone in your network. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and I will see you next time.